welcome back to Late Night Live. With me tonight, writer and comedian Jackie Hagan. So, Jackie, we were talking before about your comedy career. You started off in comedy, and then you were in hospital, you lost your leg, and you decided to turn it into, material. You've won awards. We're going to celebrate that you've won an award with some champagne. Now, I'm going to open the champagne and probably do enormous damage to the studio, and you're gonna get your cup ready to drink the champagne in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for people who've just tuned in before, we were explaining that Jackie actually uses her leg to drink out of. That's what we're going to do. A pint and a half will fit in there. So we're now going to be trying to do a pint and a half of champagne, I think.
Yeah.
And also, you decorate the end of your leg. I'm right in saying that?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of electrical stuff in here. If I drop champagne on it, I won't have to pay for it, will I?
I don't know. I think you might have to. You might have to. Right, so I've not fully thought out the consequences of this bit. So let's try and see how we do. Right, you ready? I'm going to dethrone the... Yeah, this is probably the most problematic bit, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so a pint and a half is going to go in there, and you're going to then be drinking from it. So I'll give you that.
All right, yeah.
Now, how many times have you done this, or is this a one-off, first ever occasion?
I've had my leg off now for nearly a year.
Right.
I've probably done this nearly every night.
Right. So this is standard.
This is standard. That is fizzy stuff.
And
also, in no way did I clean that out. Did you notice how I didn't?
I was going to say, what do health and safety think of this?
Not health and safety. It's just all the stuff in the bottom of it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I've ate a lot of my own
right.
skin as well.
Yeah.
Go on, you ask me questions.
Okay. I'll ask you a question. Is it tasty champagne? Do you feel delighted you won the award?
No, I mean interview questions.
Right. Do you want me to talk?
Horrible.
Are you telling me to pad whilst you drink?
No. Just go on. I'll just, as if I'm like drinking out of a wine glass.
Right.
We'll do it that way, otherwise I'll have to drink forever.
Right.
Go on, ask me another.
And you're not going to neck that, are you? Let's have a little look here as well. I'm going to have a little look. Okay, so there we go. We've got drink in there. Can we see that on camera? If I just, there we go. We have full on drinking situation going on at the moment. Champagne. Have you caught that on camera? That's what we're talking about. A little bit lower. Lovely. Do you want a drink? Do you want to have a little drink there, Carl? How about that? I'll give you that back.
I think we should have everyone in
the
studio. Otherwise, they'll be deeply offended in a disability way. That's what we should do.
Right, yeah, we'll get them on political correctness.
Ask me a proper question.
All right, I'll ask you. Okay, how about this? I'll ask you about Edna, 72 years old. She was a fellow patient.
Shout out to Edna.
Fellow patient in hospital. Do you want to tell us about Edna? What was the situation with her?
Edna was 72 and she looked like a threadbare tennis ball with eyes.
Are you going to let me have a little go on that?
Yeah,
is it safe for me to drink from that? All right, so you carry on about Edna.
About Edna.
Right, yeah.
There's a bit of hair on it.
Oh, right, yeah.
You're really doing it.
Yeah, I thought that was the plan. And we're not supposed to do that.
No, that's really nice. Most people go, I'm not doing that. You're really lovely. Edna.
I trust you. You've told me that that's safe.
I didn't say it was
you
safe.
Signed a form beforehand.
Something that people do. What was it? Right, Edna.
Yes.
That's all there is to it, really. She hated everything. Absolutely hated everything in life, including me. She couldn't stand me.
I like the sound of it.
But I adored her, yeah. And she was lovely. I've got a little anecdote to tell about Edna, but I don't know if it's too long.
Well, I don't know. I'm happy to hear the Edna story. Let's have a little go on the drink here. You just tuned in. We're drinking champagne from a leg on Late Night Live. This is what happens when you have a low budget. This is where we go. We couldn't afford cups.
We haven't got long. Shut up. Edna. Edna was great. But I thought that she was really punk. And like she was really, because she hated everything. But then once I followed her, I used to follow people in the hospital because I was bored. And she went in, she wasn't going for like tests or procedures. Her husband was in the same hospital. And I peeped in and they were sat facing each other. There's bits in it, isn't there? I sat and, this is emotional now. I sat and they were facing each other. And I was eavesdropping, which was easy because she was like shouting her wig off. And it was the usual, no slagging everything off. And I wondered if she liked anything. And then she went quiet for a little bit. And she shouted, "I love you," dead loud, Aaron.
To you?
Heartbreak. No, not to me. You weren't listening. You were drinking that day.
I'm drunk.
All right.
I don't know where I am. I only popped out for a box of cornflakes. Who are you people?
And then, then she was, I love you, and then she started crying, and then he held her. You didn't follow any of that.
No, I think I did.
She was lovely, and she hated everyone. The end of.
Do you know what? I follow I get the rules now. I understand. When you're an elderly woman, you get the right to be rude to everyone all the time, don't you? That's one of the rules. I think as soon as you're about over the age of 80, you're at a wedding or something, there's always Granny in the background, looks like a whore in that dress, she can get away with anything because, she's an elderly lady. That's how it works. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure. Don't put it on the daytime repeat, whatever you do. Okay, so I'm going to move on to another question. I'm going to ask you another serious question. How about this? What are your...
Another serious question? Yeah, go on. Yeah.
What about have your views on...
Yeah?
Have your views... Are we getting drunk here? Have your views on disability changed as a result of this?
A little bit, yeah. Go on, you do it for a bit. Yeah, a little bit. Well, I don't know actually, because I've worked in disability for years. I just didn't have anything locked off then. But I work with people with. Are you really drinking that? I don't believe if you are. I
didn't manage that. I daren't. I think I'm going to spill it. Don't want to spill it on my microphone.
Turn it the other way around.
So your views on disability, we were saying.
Yeah. So I've always worked with people with like Asperger's, autism, and stuff like that. So I do think that people need to get over themselves quite a lot. Not the people with the things, just like the general public. But I also think that we just need to all calm down a little bit because it's not as embarrassing as people think. As soon as I became disabled, everyone said to me, you could be a Paralympian.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mate, and you could be an Olympian, So it's like if you're in a wheelchair or if you've got one leg, then people only want to know if you've climbed a mountain and you've got no legs, well, because of that. Or if you're dying because they've cut your DSS benefits. So I just think that there's room for people in between there.
Yeah, the majority
I'd say people. Like the normal disabled people, but obviously this isn't quite that.
I'll tell you what it is. That gets me, and I wonder if this is the same for you. When people are offended on behalf of someone else, that's the bit that confuses me.
Oh, but that's normally people being nice, isn't it?
Sometimes it is, but I wonder sometimes.
People on Facebook doing that are annoying, aren't they? But people...
There's a bit of grandstanding there. There's a bit, I'm more politically correct than you. I know what to say.
Brag.
That kind of business. The social justice warriors. And I'm coming from a good place. I don't want to say anything bad. If I misspeak, then, it wasn't intentional. And I think sometimes
but that's normally people who are like under 25 or something, isn't it? I think we're all a bit like that then.
Right.
Well, I don't know, actually. No, I wasn't. I was just drunk.
Well, the internet, best place to go to witness the unbridled anger of children, I suppose is what you're saying, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you another question as you continue to drink. Is the champagne any good, by the way? Is that tasting good?
Do I look like the type of person who can tell good champagne from bad champagne?
All right. I think it's tasting okay.
It's nice enough.
It was all right, wasn't it? All right, okay. So what I'm also looking at is when you came out, did you start to... How soon was it that you started to feel that maybe there was a... I don't know, when
I came out of hospital?
Yeah. And you started to do your act. Was there a moment when you wondered if you were right to do that? Was there a moment when you doubted that, or were you always confident it was going to work? Because you've won awards now, it's been a huge success. But there must have been moments...
I never know if things are going to work.
But there must have been moments when you thought, I don't know if I should do this.
I was off my head on morphine for ages, so that gave me confidence.
Right.
To just do whatever I wanted. I was. I mean, I was concerned that it was a little bit too bleak, because it is a bit bleak, isn't it, this? But
I don't feel bleak chatting to you.
No, exactly.
It's the champagne.
Yeah, that must be it, yeah. So I think it was fine. I didn't really... Yeah, we sorted.
So there was never a moment of doubt where you thought, maybe I shouldn't do this?
I did think that it's a little bit early, because I just I was trying to be Wonder Woman straight away, but that's because you've got to pay the rent, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You've got to do stuff. So I was knackered, totally knackered. But that's different to doubting yourself. That's just being knackered, isn't it? And living off custard creams and thinking you should eat more veg.
And what about people around you? Did you have anyone who was ever kind of said, "Oh, I don't think you should do that"? Because you must have had.
People dare say that to us? No, because everyone just thought it was great because I was being upbeat and they just had me like, off, you get loads of kudos for that. And then, people were just impressed by this sort of nonsense.
All right, and then before I let you go, I've got to ask you about some of these tattoos. Right, we've got a unicorn creature here. What's with that? What sort of what is it?
This is a unicorn.
Yes.
There's lots of tattoos.
Why are they there?
What they all mean.
Do they have meaning?
Well, the reason why they're there is because I have very little what's called impulse control and more money than I should have because I'm basically a 7-year-old with an adult income. Right.
So that accounts for all of your body art.
Yeah. I intended to do up my stump as you.
Oh, right.
But I didn't know what you look like.
Oh, go on then.
And, to be fair, in the nicest possible way, you haven't got any, distinguishing features, have you?
No, I've got a bland face.
I've got a bland face.
I've got a bland, all-purpose broadcaster face. That's what it's for.
Well, it's got you this far. So, that'll do, won't it? How about that?
Right, this is me now. Is this on camera? We can see this. All right, I'm going to move out of the way.
In a minute. What's your name, Nick?
It does look like me.
Which way round is it, Nick?
Nick.
I'm writing it upside down. So
that's my distinguishing feature that I've got. Nick.
I'll put it where my face was.
I need hair. Give me some hair. Here we go. Right, now we're cooking.
Your name's written on it, can't you?
Do you think maybe you could make him talk and we will explain where we're at? So I'll talk. We're going to do some ventriloquism.
Right,
we're going into the break. I'm talking. Right. Hello, you're watching Late Night Live. My name's Nick Margerrison, and we shall be back after this break here on That's Manchester.